Peace and War Chapter 1. The origin of the plot in the distant world of Aralon. There are two great nations, Edria and Lorin. These countries prospered, and their people were happy. However, there is always tension between them, causing differences in culture, beliefs, and political relations. Edria is a monarchical country, where government is based on the protection of honor and loyalty to the king. Lorin is a democratic republic where power belongs to the people and the decision is made through elections. Over the years, this tension between the two countries has only intensified, and one day, it turned into an open conflict. Chapter 2. Discord in one of the border towns of Edria. They consume sensory organs that have accused their neighbors from Lorin of stealing their cows. Lorin residents categorically deny their involvement in this case, but the charges continue. Soon the national movement reached its peak, and King Edri declared war on Lorin. Chapter 3. The war begins. The armies of the two countries are in a battle at the border. The fighting was fierce and bloody, and both sides lost many soldiers. However, despite the sacrifices, neither side wants to back down, convinced of its rightness. The fact that the global consequences of infection cause suffering from war, which ends their homes and destroys their ability to exist. Chapter 4. The power of peace in the heart of the war. One young soldier fighting for Edria began to ask questions about the meaning of this whole conflict. His name was Aralon, and he had an unusual gift, the ability to feel the emotions of people around him. One day Aralon met a wounded soldier, Lorin, who was lying on the battlefield. Instead of killing him, Aralon chose his fear and suffering and decided to help him. This act of detention awakened in the hearts of the soldiers the desire for peace and the presence of a truce between the peoples. Chapter 5. The path to peace. Aralon and his new friend from Lorin, Liam, gathered in search of peace. They gathered groups of like-minded people from countries of mass infection and began to collect contacts between people registered from the war. They held meetings, preventing the termination of the production of chains. Could explain and understand that their termination is much more than divides. Gradually, their movement gained strength, and more people joined their cause. Soon they gathered to hold mass protests against the war and bring their demands to the ears of the regulatory authorities. Chapter 6. The truce under the pressure of their peoples. King Edri and Lorin president agreed to depend on the truce. Aralon and Liam were invited to these features as a representative of the Soul movement. As a result of long and difficult discussions on the side, it was possible to agree on the consumption of hostile actions and the beginning of the process of restoration from destruction. Chapter 7. The New World. After the signing of the armistice, the peoples of Edria and Lorin began to work together, rebuilding their countries. They built houses for improvement, dismantled rubble on the roads, and exchanged experiences and expectations for the recovery of their economy and loss. Aralon and Liam continued their mission of peacefulness, traveling around different cities and villages, telling people how important it is to foster peace and mutual understanding between peoples. Chapter 8. Hope for the future. Over time, Edria and Lorin are likely to thrive thanks to their interaction. And the people of the two countries lived in peace and harmony. Aralon and Liam have become a symbol of hope and unity for all residents of Aralon. Their history has left an important lesson for future generations, that only through peace and mutual understanding can true prosperity and happiness be achieved. And so, peace and balance were restored on the lands of Aralon, and life continued its eternal cycle. But these heroes of history disappear forever in the hearts of people, reminding them that the meaning of life is love, peace and cooperation.